Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill, self-belief and business coach and founder of the Vivid Business Club. I am here to help you get out of your own way and make those dreams happen by helping you to believe in yourself, overcome your doubt, imposter syndrome and fear, and just market the shit out of your magic. That I love. I've realised how much I love marketing and how freaking good I am at it, by the way, because my clients make a lot more money since they started working with me. I've had amazing results, and my clients are, and it's not all about the money, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I am not an income marketing person, as in, I don't say, look at how much money I've got coming into my business. Why don't you hire me as your coach? I don't like it. It makes me feel sick. And I don't think it's genuine. I don't think it's based. No, it is genuine. Let me not say that. I'm not saying that people that do it are liars, because that's not true. I don't think people who do it are liars, of course, because I know somebody who does it and I think she's banging. But what I'm saying is that I feel like I've got, oh God, I feel bad now for saying this. It's like, what am I? Realizing I am on Instagram as well. I'm live streaming the recording of the podcast, habit stacking. But I just don't agree that if I want you to work with me, I want you to work with me because I make you feel amazing. Lisa, sorry. This is the thing. I know people that do the income marketing thing and it's banging for them, but I just can't do it. It's not for me. I want people to invest in me, because the thing is I am Marmite myself, and if you haven't already fallen in love with me, but you want to fall in love with my money, it's just not going to work. And then you just might not get the results. So I am very much Marmite. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa Sykes, absolute legend. If you don't follow Lisa Sykes, go and follow her. I know you're listening on the podcast. Lisa, we need to get you on. We've said this before. This is the joy of having Instagram Live. Like, people are interacting with me as I'm doing a podcast. Oh, you're lush, Lisa. Let's get you on. Let's book you in. Let's book you in immediately. Let's talk about income marketing on that podcast. I would love to do that. Can we please? Right. Anyway, back on with the show. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa just said she'd hire me in a heartbeat. I interviewed the amazing Bee from Wandering Bee today. She said her episode. So this is episode 233. Her episode is 232. So go back and listen to it in a bit. She's absolute ledge, and she's already been on the podcast before. She's got a really successful candle making business, and she has recently just leveled up again with her premises, as well as the last time I spoke to her, she's had another baby since then as well. She's not even 30, she's 29. I felt very young speaking to her, because I was like, I'm down with the kids. I'm like, I know I'm 39, but I'm down. I don't even say that anymore. I sound like a twat. The reason I keep touching my hair, by the way, if you're watching, is because I'm conscious of my mic. Anyway, she spoke about doubt, and she spoke about how doubt has really kicked her up the arse at the beginning of the year, and it's got nothing to do with the business. It's got to do with her personal life, and I really sympathize with that. And I am going to do some more content about, and some podcast episodes. I've got actually one coming, a full length massive one from me, coming in a couple of weeks, about how life can really rip you to shreds and how you get back up again. And it's got nothing to do with your business. Like, how do you do life when you're already running a business and having to be visible and stuff? So I'm going to talk about that. But today I'm talking about the cycle of Let me start again. Cycle of procrastination. I did do it a lot more fiercer at the beginning of this episode. Oh, I did it on Instagram anyway. The cycle. And that's how I did it. The cycle of procrastination. There we go. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because there's a little cycle that you might be in, that you might be confused about, or potentially you're not even aware that you're in that cycle, okay? And it starts with doubt. It is completely normal for everybody that you know in the universe to doubt themselves occasionally. I know for a fact that Beyonce has done it. I know for a fact. I mean, obviously they're my busy mates and I speak to them all the time, and they often come to me and say, oh, Claire, I'm really struggling with my doubt. Can you help me out? I'll be like, babe, come on, babe. You've got this. Wear that cowboy hat again. You look the bomb. And Adele gets stage fright all the time. If you are sitting in this feeling and you're like, why do I always doubt myself? It's just fine. The reason why we have to get into it and get over it and help to overcome it, because it gets in your way. And a really, really common way that your doubt gets in your way is through procrastination. As you know, I'm an expert in getting you to overcome that procrastination and start taking action. So I'm going to just paint a picture for you. Is everyone sitting comfortably? Um, you have your doubt, completely normal. As your doubt grows, it could be that you have imposter syndrome. So you don't get going with stuff because you don't think you're good enough, or you don't think you're worthy enough. Where it might lead to worthiness, or you might be fearing failure, or fear of success. Okay, that might be getting in your way. Or you are just I've just forgotten. No, I do know what I'm doing. Whatever there's fear of syndrome, you're just doubting yourself. That critical voice is getting really, really loud. So you start procrastinating. Now, there is a key part of self-belief that links to procrastination, and it's about self-trust. If you are an ambitious individual like me and have quite an extensive to-do list in a day, and you think, I can get all of that done, I am a warrior, and obviously you are a warrior, but let's be real. Let's be real about what you can actually achieve in a day. And I bet you bottom dollar that you have had a very extensive to-do list today that potentially you've not completed. Now, the way I set up my to-do list, even if I do that, I still feel great. I'll do a separate episode about that. But what happens is, because you've procrastinated and avoided a task or put it off or just slow to start it, that decreases your level of self-trust. Self-trust is very important component to self-belief, because if you can't trust yourself to do little things, how can you believe that you can do the big things? And so what procrastination does is that it decreases your level of trust in yourself. Okay, so we started wobbly. We started with doubt, and then that has led us to procrastinate, and then we've decreased self-trust. Okay. And when we decrease our self-trust and we reduce that belief that we can get things done, what does that impact? Our self-belief, of course. When that is impacted and our self-belief is struggling to feel loud and have space to be heard, that means that we doubt ourselves more. So it's this big cycle of doubt. We procrastinate because we doubt ourselves. We decrease, we reduce our self-belief. No, sorry, we reduce our self-trust because we procrastinate, which impacts our self-belief because we don't trust ourselves anymore, which leads us to doubt ourselves more. So therefore we procrastinate more, and we are stuck in this loop. Maybe I should have said the procrastination loop, the loop of procrastination. That's probably better than cycle. So you're stuck in this loop. How the bloody hell do you get out of that loop when your self-belief is suffering, your doubt is getting loud, you're procrastinating more than ever, your self-trust is really reduced? How do you get out of that loop? I'm just going to take a quick swig of tea. I'm sorry if you're on the podcast. If you're live, then tea at this time, it's nearly 8 o'clock. Decaf tea at this time of the day is essential to my productivity. I tell you now, I'm just annoyed that it is. One thing that I really do look after before I talk about how to get out of this loop, and the reason I drink a lot of decaf tea, is my sleep. Sleep is so important to me. And I actually monitor it on a different level. Like, I've got a Fitbit. I monitor all of the different stages of my sleep. I measure it. I like make sure that every single bit of my sleep is optimum, to the point that me and my husband have had to have strong words because he snores. And so he's had to get this device to stop snoring. Or I've said, look, I love you. I don't want to divorce you, but I'm moving rooms. I'm going to set up another bedroom. Luckily, we've got a spare. But I was that level of sleep for me is so important because I used to be an insomniac. Now, what I understand about my insomnia is actually linked to toxic stress that I had as a kid, and I just didn't sleep because I was like a meerkat, like on the lookout all the time, and it just spread into my adult life, and I just never. I remember just like wanting a full night's sleep without waking up, always like, and any way that I've been able to improve my sleep, I've done it until the wonderful Dr. Richard, founder of the Sleepy Club, sent me a message and said, "Can we sponsor your podcast, please?" And I said, "Oh, yes, let's have a chat." Now, I must say, and Richard, I think you'll probably be improving the box. I'm not criticizing the box, by the way, because it's a startup, isn't it? We all have to start somewhere. But I think that I can help you with on Canva. Was that too much? I'm sorry, I really like it. I really like this, by the way. And they're sponsoring me. I'm just saying, don't look at the box. This is a really unique blend of magnesium glycinate. Right, how do I say this? Pyridoxal 5-phosphate, Montmorency tart cherry, vitamin E and vitamin C to help you sleep through the night. What's different about the Sleepies from SleepyClub is that it looks after your whole night's sleep. Whereas if you take some of the other supplements for your sleep, you can only take them for a short time and they only help you fall asleep. These help you stay asleep. And through the research and the fact that Dr. Richard is, well, he's actually working in a mental health ward at the moment. He's finished all his foundation training and he's deciding his his specialism. But basically, I think he's going to do this because this is freaking amazing. I have felt so good since starting to take one of these every day. And Richard also sent my husband some. So we've both been taking it and I'm getting deeper sleep. So if you want to try it for yourself, these are obviously the official sponsor of the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. So I'm going to be talking about it more. If you would like a month's supply or more, you can get 15% off with the code VIVID15 if you go to sleepyclub.co.uk. That is Vivid15, and if you're watching on Instagram, the same thing, Vivid15, sleepyclub.co.uk. So I'm going to go back to the loop now. If you don't get sleep, though, your doubt is going to be loud. Just going to say that. With the doubt loop, how do you get out of it? You have to become aware of procrastination. You have to be in that zone where you're like, oh my God, I'm avoiding. I'm keeping busy and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. When you get into that mode, you need to stop whatever you're doing and recognize it. Sit down. My client Jenna just came. Sorry for recording on the thing, but she's on there. You sit down, do a brain dump of everything in your head, and you decide what is the most important and what is the worst thing on that list. Then you make yourself a lovely cup of tea. You put a timer on for 2 minutes and you get started. The only way for you to get out of this loop of procrastination is to face it head on. And it is going to feel rank. It is going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel horrible and like itchy. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel like just so tired. Whenever I'm procrastinating, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Why is this my life? And I'm like, get over yourself. It's just your doubt talking to try and make you avoid the stuff that you want to do. Get it started. All I ask is for you to do 2 minutes of it. Because in your brain, you're tricking your brain into getting started, and then you're no longer procrastinating because you've got it started. It's always harder to get something started than it is to continue. Now, if you're listening to this, I would love to hear, 1, what do you procrastinate about? And 2, what are the signs for your procrastination? I mean, a lot of them are on your phone, aren't they? The best thing that I can advise in this moment is to be brave with it. But facing procrastination head on, and I know it sounds so simple, doesn't it? But it isn't. It's really difficult. If you find that it's a struggle to do that, change your clothes, change like the scenery, get your stuff, get to a cafe, or go and walk, go for a lovely walk, walk your dog if you want, but freshen up. your head. And a lot of people go, "Oh, I haven't got time to do that," especially when I'm procrastinating. But actually, it makes you become more productive in half the time. There have been some days when I've procrastinated. I spent 4 hours on something that I'm avoiding it. So it's taking me ages. And then I've changed it up, realized I'm procrastinating, gone out, changed my clothes, all of that, come back and done it in half the time, done it in like an hour. It helps. It's so helpful to change your scenery. Jenna, who's live on Instagram, says going to Starbucks always helps me, and I get a nice coffee too. Because what Jenna is doing there is giving herself a reward of dopamine, giving her a self reward of accomplishment, going somewhere lovely to work, as well as a nice coffee. And let's all, our businesses are built on coffee. And I know Jenna's is, like, definitely mine is. So I'm going to tell you about this procrastination loop again so that you can catch yourself and realize the impact that procrastination can really have on your self-belief. Starts with doubt, totally normal. Everyone doubts themselves at some point. Don't worry about it. It's just become aware. You start procrastinating because you doubt yourself. You're trying to avoid. You feel like you're not good enough. You're scared. All of the gist, all of the doubt things. Then you start to self self-trust. Then you start to trust yourself less because you're not doing what you said you're going to do. Self-trust is an integral part of self-belief. And as a result, if your self-trust reduces, so does your self-belief, which means you're giving more space to the doubt, which gets louder, so you procrastinate more. Tell me at what point you want to really challenge yourself to improve. A really good bit as well, if it feels really difficult to challenge that procrastination, start something else. Do a very small list of 25 minutes of what could I do in 25 minutes to build momentum. Write them down, like say 2 or 3 things, get them done in those 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break. And what you'll do with that is increase your self-trust for that period because you're saying, well, I can do that. So what if I could do this? Let's just get started. Let's put that 2-minute timer on. All right. Okay. Right. All of the details about Sleepy Club will be in the show notes. If you're watching on Instagram, I will tag them, and it's because I've got to say it's all affiliation and all of that business. I love talking about procrastination and doubt and how you can get over it. So any questions at all, please let me know. Land in my DMs. I want to help you out. And I think that's it. There we go. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will speak to you soon.